Hi Flosstube, welcome to Dawson Stitchery. My name is Bridget, and as you can tell, I'm new to the Flosstube community, and I am excited to jump right in and share my love of cross stitch and other crafts. So I hope you will stick around. Currently it is Saturday the 24th. It's 11 o'clock at night. I have a husband and 2 sons, so it's hard to record during the day, so I figured late at night would probably be the best bet. Hopefully no interruptions, just the refrigerator that's deciding to make noise, and our electric fireplace. Sorry if you hear that in the background, but that's life. So I guess I'll start my introduction. Currently, I live in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia with my 2 sons. My mother-in-law also lives with us, and our 3 dogs. So we got a full house, but it is definitely a wonderful life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I guess to tell you how I got into Flosstube, back around COVID time, I was working in the ER at nights, and you know, when I was home on my days off, I would stay up at night and I needed things to watch. Oftentimes I was watching Fat Quarter Shop for a while because I am into quilting and sewing, and they mentioned in their channel about Flosstube, and I was like, what's Flosstube? I never heard of that. Is that a new thing on YouTube? What is this? And so, of course, I went down the rabbit hole, and lo and behold, I found all these wonderful people sharing their cross stitch on YouTube. So I believe one of the first channels I stumbled across was Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, and she had like I believe like 2 or 3 episodes out, and so I've stuck with her since pretty much she started. Some crafts that I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy quilting. I taught myself in 2019 when I was laid off, and I've always enjoyed sewing since I was very young. My grandmother taught me. I enjoy knitting because of Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. I was inspired to start socks, so I'm on my 2nd pair of socks, and that is so much fun. I enjoy crocheting, paper crafting. For a while I was into like junk journaling and things like that, so I've done a little bit of everything. Some floss tubers that I enjoy: Bridget, the museum stitcher, 2 needles pulling thread, 2 tall stitchers, the story stitcher. She's so inspirational. I love her. Black Coffee and Grits, Make It with Michelle, and so many others that I enjoy. There's almost too many to mention. Some of my favorite designers that I enjoy are Primrose Cottage Stitches, Tiny Modernist, Hello from Liz Matthews, and I'm sure there's many others to mention as well, but that would take too long. So of course today is a WIP Parade, so I guess we can get into it. I believe I have like 23 WIPs, so I'll get those out. I will mention I'm not too prepared. Like I said, I have a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old, so it's kind of hard for me to do crafting right now, but I really wanted to get this thing started. I've been wanting to do Flosstube for a while and share my love for the craft. So let's get started. Okay, so our first one here, and I must admit, this is my project bag for a lot of patterns currently, for a lot of my projects, but I'd rather spend money on the fabric and floss and pattern than the project bag. I do have a few that I've made and I'll show you, but so this first one here, I also, a lot of these I have threads going because I find if I already have a thread going, that kind of, I don't have to make a decision of where I need to start. So it like kind of eliminates that decision fatigue that I suffer from sometimes. This is a hello from Liz Matthews. It is a freebie on her website, I believe. I believe I got this before she made her new website, so hopefully this is up on her new website as well. Also, any questions, feel free to ask. Like, I'm more than willing to answer any questions you may have. But it was just a little sort of border. It's gonna say Merry Christmas, of course, and a couple little motifs. As you can see, I have 2 trees. This is 40 count linen. Let me double check. Yes, 40 count summer khaki Newcastle linen. And I found, so this is my first project on 40 count. I wasn't sure if I could see well enough. And as you can see, I'm having fun with it. I can see it very well. I think it helps that it's a light colored fabric. And if you're ever kind of like on the fence about trying 40 count, I would say this is a good pattern to start because you can get, I believe this is like a 1/16 of a yard on 1 2 3 stitch, and I believe it was only like $4 or $5. And of course the pattern was free. I already had the floss. You do math. You do the math. So I'm enjoying that though. And I'm sure you can see a little bit of hoop marks, but I do, for certain projects, I do use a hoop. Currently I'm enjoying these, I don't know if they're considered antique, definitely vintage hoops. This one is a Duchess. If you were ever interested in learning about vintage hoops, Cross Stitch the Globe, they did a really cool video, and that kind of like opened my eyes about vintage hoops because I actually had this hoop in my stash. I didn't realize it was vintage, and it's worth money. So that was interesting. They have a cool channel. Up next, okay, Mom, if you're watching, fast forward. This one is a project for my mother that I plan to finish. I would like to finish it this year, hopefully by Mother's Day. But it is Stitching with the Housewives, Let's Go Ride a Bike, Sunflower Fields. And that's a bike with sunflowers. My mother enjoys riding her bike. She goes on these like overnight trips on her bike, and she just loves it. I went on a trip from near my house to Harper's Ferry for I believe it was like 13 miles one way. I did it, but I don't think I would do it again. I like riding a bike, but not that far. But this is what I have so far on this project. So you can see I'm almost there. Like I need to leave the last, I think this is the last sunflower here, and then just the banner across the top. So I'm enjoying that. As you can see, I got my running thread there. It's just my process. All right, the next one. This is a bag my husband actually got me off of Amazon. These are pretty nice. I like the handles. It's pretty sturdy. Take this one out of the plastic. So this is Annie B's American Sampler House. I just love this. Usually I've done a couple samplers, but you know, I'm not crazy about them, but this one I thought it was so cute. I actually got this, I guess the nearest local needlework shop to me is in Frederick. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Primitive Needle. I can't remember. It's in Frederick. It's an hour and a half to 2 hours away from me, so not too close, but what are you gonna do? I've only been there once, but it was a great shop. The lady there was nice, and I believe her husband was there helping. He was so funny. But this is what I have so far. I really need to get back to this one. Oh, I forgot to mention the Let's Go Ride a Bike. It's on 14 count Black Ada. This one here, it is on 28 count Lugana from Hobby Lobby. It's a light blue, as you can see. I believe I hit Hobby Lobby when they were clearancing out a lot of their cross stitch stuff before like they got on, like they have a lot of new stuff now. I need to go back to Hobby Lobby, see what they have. Oh, I forgot to see, I'm learning. I forgot to mention this is called for DMC, and Let's Go Ride a Bike, that's also the called for DMC. I often use DMC. I inherited someone's stash, and they pretty much they had like 3 of those, you know, big organizers, bobbinated, full. It wasn't like a master set, but you know, it was pretty close. It was a nice selection of DMC they had, and they also gave me a lot of patterns and things like that, so I'm lucky I have a pretty good stash of DMC. Sometimes if an overdyed is called for, it depends. Like if it's a big section of stitching and it looks, you know, you can see the variegation, I will do the overdyed, but typically I stick with DMC. All right, the next pattern, here's a bag that I made. I followed Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch's tutorial for her vinyl front project bag. As you can see, I like it, but I kind of wish I used some like more stabilization, like foam or something like that, but I'm sorry, I don't know the fabric. The fabric was gifted to me from someone. They were destashing. And this is something I made. I believe I followed a Lori Holt tutorial, her little design boards. And you can see I have like my ongoing, like my threads that I've already cut, and you know, they still have a good length on them. I need to make more of these. I like this, you know, and they stay on there pretty well. Of course, that week's dye works fell off. But this next one is a Barbara Anna Designs called Christmas Joy. I kind of copied Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch on this one. I loved how hers turned out. I just had to stitch it. I believe the model was stitched on like an off-white or something, but she did the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, she did 36 count agave. Whoops, I'm showing you my back. Oh gosh. Okay. 36 count agave, and that's what I chose. I believe for the variegated, it calls for like a variegated DMC. I don't think I'm really happy with that color, and that's kind of sad because I think I had to restitch this deer like 3 times because I kept miscounting. I believe that's why I have this week's dye works out. I want to, I believe, do the variegated motifs in this red. Was it Turkish red? I believe I would have enough. I used this for another pattern, and this was the leftovers. So I believe that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'll wait a little bit. I think I'll stitch more of the pattern, and then decide. I don't think I'll stitch any more that called for the variegated, but I'm gonna stitch, you know, some of the other motifs and things like that. I'm sorry, I don't think I have a picture of the actual pattern. Let me double check. It's kind of small. It's my working copy, but there it is. It's just obviously in black and white, but that's what I got on me. Maybe next time I'll try to get the actual pattern to show the cover photo of the model. Okay, so our next one. Are we having fun yet? Okay, this one I have the cover photo for. I just started this at the end of the year. I know I started it December 31st, I believe. But I started at Halloween Quaker. Finally bit the bullet. It's by Leela's Studio. It's very, very small start. And I got my working thread going. It's just how I do things. This is on the 40 count murky that the pattern calls for. And I actually got all the overdyes for this pattern because there weren't too many. So I figured might as well just splurge a little bit and get the overdyes. But here's my start. I did a corner start on this one, top left-hand corner start, but I love the look of this fabric. But I can tell, I don't know if I'm gonna love working on it, but it looks so beautiful. So I'm trying to get it all in frame. It was kind of hard to decide like where to start, you know, to figure out how the modeling's gonna look on the finished product. But I'm excited for this one. And this one's in a Amazon project bag again. My husband got me these ones. I like these ones. They're handy. They come in handy for cross stitch and other things. I've taken some and put my son's toys in them and things like that. Just great for organizing. And here's another one. This one's a smaller one. I like the smaller ones for the smaller patterns. Very nice. What is this one? Okay, this one I don't have the cover photo because it's, well, I do, but let me see here. Try not to show the whole pattern to you, but this came from Nashville Needlework Market, last year's cookbook. It is from Sherry, the Colorado cross stitcher. It is called Mushroom Village. There it is. It's just like a little ornament. I guess you could make it into a pillow or whatnot. Just got a little bit started on this one as well. I have this on 30 count wood jelt fabric. It's a little stiff, but I enjoy working on it. I know a lot of people kind of have a problem with it, but like I said, I enjoy Aida, I enjoy linen, like I enjoy a little bit of everything. Sorry, y'all. There's just the middle little tree there, and there's like, you know, the little mushroom houses and stuff. I thought it was so cute. I believe I have all the called for DMC. If I didn't have the called for, I'd just try to find something that's close oftentimes, because I don't make it out to the craft stores like I used to for children. But okay, the next one here, there's the project bag. Good old big old plastic bag. I think I got this plastic bag from work. Okay. All right, this is a free pattern. You'll see I have a lot of free patterns as well. I believe the designer is called Pinker and Pumpkin. She has a blog. She has a lot of free patterns. I only have the pattern, so I can't show it to you. We just have to go over to a blog. She has so many. They are so cute. But essentially, it's going to be 3 pumpkins, and it's a sampler. See, I have almost half of the letters done, and this one was a fun one. I believe this is 28 count Lugana, or you know what, it might be Monaco. I had a big roll of 28 count Monaco that I got from the local needlework shop in Frederick, Maryland. See, I got my working thread. I know right where I want to start when I want to pick this up. So, called for DMC 2 over 2 threads. 2 threads over 2 threads. Is that how you say that? Already gonna start an avalanche. Okay. Here's my little project bag for this one. This is a vintage pattern that I found in my stash. I also found a huge stash at my local Goodwill. They had like 4 or 5 stacks like this high of patterns. And each of the stacks were only $4 or $5, so I bought all of them. This might have been in those stacks. I'm starting an avalanche already. This is the pattern. It is from 1988. Is There Life Before Coffee? So let me get this one out. I only had the pattern. It was a kit, but I only had the pattern, so I kitted it up myself. On 14 count Aida. That's what I have so far. And I apologize for the lighting. Like I said, it's late at night. And I don't like it when the ring light is over people's glasses, so it's just what you gotta deal with sometimes. And of course I'm using DMC. Has anyone noticed gooses are back? Like back in the 80s, early 90s, oftentimes when people had goose in their kitchens, my mother included. And I noticed a lot of vintage cross stitch were goose and teddy bears. Do you think the teddy bears are gonna come back? It's a possibility. We'll see, I guess. It's kind of funny how the trends come and go. All right, get this one back in. I'm also cleaning up as I go. That way I can just go to bed after this. Let's see here. Next one. Okay, I have a lot to say about this one. Buckle up. The Christmas tree. Another vintage pattern, as you can see. This one that I just showed you is from 1979. And then there's this one. The Christmas tree. This is from 1981. They are the same pattern. Do you see the similarities? Let me show you again. There's this one. And then when you get close, you can see this one better. And so they are from the same company, So Fine Designs. And what is really weird, I saw this, it wasn't a cross stitch pattern, but I saw this same like graphic design in a Christmas movie this past year. I wish I remember which Christmas movie. I don't know if it was National Lampoon, Christmas Vacation, or Christmas Story. Anyway, I'm kind of like caught up on this pattern. I'm like, I'm seeing it everywhere. Anyway, I'm doing this one on 14 count Aida. This is modeled. It was that clearance sale that I caught at Hobby Lobby. I also got this. It's like a modeled. It's like, you can see it's like slightly modeled. It's not very, but I'm actually doing the call for DMC, but I'm doing 3 strands over the Aida threads. I just wanted this to be more plump. I wanted the stitches to be a little more plump. I apologize if I'm not looking at the camera. I need to remind myself to look at the camera and not myself on the screen. I'm sure I'll get better as I do more floss tubes. Let's see here. Get this one packed up. Okay. You'll see I really enjoy doing Christmas. I like doing Christmas. Each year I try to do, or I do a ornament for my sons. And so, okay, this is another vintage pattern. I believe I found this at an antique mall a long time ago. But it has a lot of cute little designs. I've done this candy cane before. That was fun. I did it on like a vinyl. There's like a vinyl you can use and cross stitch on it. I believe my next video will probably be a finished parade. I can show all the finishes that I've done. But for this project, I'm doing I actually let my husband pick which one I should do. He picked the Bah Humbug. I was like, you would. That's like so you. He enjoys the holidays, but he'd rather it just be any other day sort of thing. But anyway, I believe this is the right side. So I got my working thread, as you can see. And I got the M and the U. 14 count Ada, called for DMC. I enjoy little patterns like this. It's so satisfying. Like you can just whip it up and go about your merry way. No fuss. Okay. All right, this next one here's a biggie. It's a kit. I actually got it for a good deal at Hobby Lobby. I don't believe they sell this pattern anymore, so you'd have to find it on the secondhand market. What made me pull this out was, oh, I forget her name. I'm sorry, I forget people's names. Unfinished Stitches. She had this finished up and framed, and it was so beautiful. I was like, I need to pull mine out and start it, because I don't know, it's just fun, all the colors and everything. So I'm using the threads that I came with and the fabric. I know some people don't really like the kit fabric. I don't mind it. I like stiff fabric. On a piece like this, I would use a hoop, but typically with Ada, I just stitch in hand. I do like poke and stab. I don't do the sewing method. I've tried before. I need to try again, but I doubt you can really see this. You can a little bit. You can see where I started. I started in the middle with this one. It kind of just depends on my mood, I think, of where I would like to start. Like with this one, since, oh, I was about to show you the pattern. I can't do that. With this one, since it's so large, I did a middle start, and I feel like if I started in this corner, it'd be kind of hard to keep track. Anyway, I started in the middle, right there. Clean this one up. As you can see, I used a hoop for this one because it's so large. There we go. Anyone else have to have scissors in each bag too? In each project bag? I'm running out of scissors. I need to get more. Next one, it's a free pattern by Shannon Christine Designs. She often, I believe it's like once a week or something, she posts a free pattern on her Facebook. So you can just look on her Facebook at her patterns that she offers. But this one is called, I guess I could show the little mock-up that she has. Let's see here. It's just like a little jack-o'-lantern hot cocoa mug. There's the avalanche again. But I believe I have most of the called for DMC. Like I said, if it's not called for, it's something close enough that I felt like was good. But here I've got my working thread, and the needle is all the way up here for some reason. Anyway, got his little face in. I need to get back to this one because it's so small and be so quick to do. All right. Here's another kit. Where to start? It's a Luca S. I will say it's a very nice kit. Like I said, like usually, like I've done several dimensions kits. And of course, enjoy them. Sorry for crinkling. Sorry, not sorry, because I enjoy the crinkling in videos. Like I feel like, oh, what's in the package? You know, like I feel like I'm right there opening it with them. So I enjoy that, but let me find the cover photo. I don't know why I haven't gone back to this one. Probably because it's so big. And having a lot of stuff out with little ones is a little difficult sometimes. But this is what I'm working on. It's called The Bird's Summer. I just love the colors on this one. All the pinks and blues. My husband got me this pattern. I believe he just got it off of Amazon. I had it on my list. We share Amazon lists so we know what each other wants when it's time for gifts. And then that way you don't get stuff that the person doesn't want. That's cheating, I guess, but hey, it's what we do. Looks like I did a middle star. Like I said, it's been a while since I've worked on this one. I believe this is, my thread's not hanging, but you can see what color I'm gonna choose when I pick up this next time around. There it is. And I was using a hoop for this one because it is larger. It's a larger project. Alright, this one's going to be too hard to get back in, so this one I'll have to clean up later. Alright, let's go to the next. Okay, here's another biggie. This is another bag that I've made using Elizabeth Ann Stitches tutorial. As you can see, like, I think next time, definitely when I do one, I'll use like foam or quilt batting or something, just a little more stability. But for now, it does the job. I do like that I can see what's inside of it. But I think I would like to try one of the new bags that she's came out with. Okay. So this one, it's a vintage pattern. I don't have the original pattern with me. I just have my working copy, so I don't have a picture. But I originally saw this one on, her name is Kathleen. She's Situation Normal. I don't believe she's made a video in a while. I kind of miss her because I enjoyed watching her content. She was hilarious. So I hope she makes another video sometime, but either way, she's what drew me to this pattern. It is Little Women. Let me see if I can at least find the designer. This is an out of print chart that I know a lot of people, like it's very sought after. And I believe I found it on Mercari. It was like, I hate to say it, but it was like $50. But I think I had like a lot of, I also sell on Mercari. I sell a lot of cross stitch and things on Mercari. I believe I had some like credit on there and I didn't pay $50, but you know, that's what the person had it listed for. It's called Little Women. I believe, I can't remember the designer's name, Michael something. Symbol of Excellence Publishers, 1996. I don't know if that would help anyone, but I'm sure you could look up Little Women cross stitch, vintage cross stitch or something, and it would come up. But either way, that's just the working copy I have. I probably haven't worked on this. Showing you the back again. I probably haven't worked on this since I know I started it my birthday before my oldest was born, but I started it on my birthday in 2022. So I pretty much almost have the whole frame done. As you can see, it's like a big frame that goes around them, and then each of the women are inside. I started on one of their dresses there. Let me bring you a little closer. And I believe in this part here, it's either here or over here. I messed up a little bit. I just fudged it because I figured it's very organic looking. Like, you're not gonna tell that I messed up. I did mark in the pattern where I messed up, just so I know not to go off of, you know, because oftentimes, you know, you go off of landmarks counting and things like that. So hopefully to remind myself not to go off of the part that I messed up. So yeah, I believe I was so far along, like I was like, screw it, let me just fudge it and let me just mark where I messed up, and hopefully I won't mess up any of the rest of the pattern. But oh shoot, I've been forgetting to say what count fabrics. Like I said, any questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to help. Trying to remember this fabric. It's 32 count, I know that. I believe it's some kind of Belfast linen. My husband got it for me off of 1-2-3 Stitch because you know, as you can see, I needed a big cut of it. It's a big girl. It's a big girl, definitely. If you're ever looking for one that's stitched, the Crazy Sock Lady, she has one up on her wall. The videos she does is so beautiful. All right. This next one, another free pattern from Primrose Cottage Stitches. In case you didn't know, they do have a newsletter you can sign up for both quilting and cross stitch. They send out newsletters, and I believe like once a month they give out a free pattern. So that's really generous, and I love their patterns. This one is called 4th of July Round. And as you can see, I don't know if they typically use a lot of variegateds, but in this one you can, variegated threads, as you can see here. It's a lot of variegated. Of course, it's just red, white, and blue. They called for, looks like a Valdani threads. But of course they always give the DMC info But for mine, I was actually lucky enough the stack of patterns I found at Goodwill. I was looking around, just like trying to make sure I wasn't missing any other patterns or anything, and I happened to find a big bag of DMC. And I couldn't see it first. I knew I was going to get it because I believe it was priced at like $5 or $6 as well, something like that. I was like, I'm definitely going to get it. That's a good deal. And I did not see in the bag, actually, there was 3 weeks dye works in the bag. As you can see, they were priced at $2 each. So I ended up using these for this pattern. Looks like I have garnet, whitewash, and Americana. So that was a really good find. I was happy for that. Often when I'm thrifting, I'm looking at the craft stuff. Maybe my next video I should do like a haul, because I actually found a few more weeks dye works, and then also some like hand dyed yarn at the thrift store. So, and this is 32 count vintage country mocha is the fabric. Alright, this next one here, another free pattern. This one is from Fat Quarter Shop. Merry Little Christmas. It was a Christmas time mystery stitch along, looks like. But now it's on their free patterns page on their website. They have a lot of free patterns. They also have a lot of free quilt patterns, like a lot. So if you're wanting some free patterns, go check them out. And then I believe this is also on a 28 count Monaco. This is a sad start. Forgot to mention, last year I made a goal to start 25 projects. I made that goal, but this is probably why I didn't do too much, because I wanted to make sure that I met that goal of starting 25 projects. Start's a start, I guess. So I had to come back this one because this pattern is very cute. Looks like they called for classic colorworks, but of course they have the DMC conversion. My voice is getting a little hoarse, talking so much. Okay. This is another Shannon Christine Designs. It's called Mom Mug. Here it is. Let's see here. As you can see, it's probably from my mother, so Mom, don't look. And so I'm doing this one on 14 count Ada. Call for DMC. 2 threads. That's an empty bag. And let's see here, this one, another free pattern. Like I said, I was starting 25 things, so I did things most cost effective as I could. I have the cover photo of this one. It is Erin Elizabeth Designs Snowman Freebie. That's what she called it. I just thought he was so cute. His little scarf. I love the border. I like things, I like patterns when they're a different shape. That really catches my eye. This one's sort of a sad start as well. This one is on 32 count haystack, fiberlicious, yummy fibers. Actually, I found this on Mercari as well. And I will probably link my Mercari down below in case you're interested in looking, see what I have for sale. Like I said, I have a lot of vintage patterns. I think I only have patterns up right now. Sometimes I post other things that I have in my, crafting stash that I'm not really using anymore, and I'd like to find another home for. And this next one's another free pattern from Primrose Cottage called Hello Autumn. Typically with their newsletters, they like to do like seasonal things, which is cute. Okay, I got my working thread going. Know where to start when I want to pick this up. But I believe, I started the hello. Looks like I did a middle start with this one because I think I only had like a little small cut left. No, this is off a bigger cut. It's the 32 count Belfast linen that I had from Little Women that I'm using. There's that one. And then this is a funny project bag. Obviously something that I got off of Amazon or whatnot. I don't know what this is from. But hey, it's working as a project bag currently. It's having a second life. Okay, what's this one? This one's another freebie from Bent Creek. This one. It's just a little pillow joy. I'll probably finish it as a little pillow or maybe even an ornament. Just thought it was cute. A little cardinal. And that's all I have. Looks like I have this on the I believe this is 25 count oatmeal. I believe Lori Holt has fabrics that she sells. I think it's from Lori Holt. Okay, put this away real quick. And just a few more left. Another Shannon Christine Designs. Obviously I did a lot of hers because I was like, these are gonna be small and quick and no fuss. This one is Easter Wreath 1. There's a little mock-up, a little bunny. and it is on 14 count black Ada. And there's my working thread going. So. Okay, I do need to finish this one. This should probably be at the top of my list. It is this little birth sampler. Like I said, I have a 3-month-old. I started this when I was pregnant with him. And let me see, it is a kit. I believe it's like a Letty, it's a Letty stitch, okay. As you can see, there it is. And obviously I'm gonna change the pink letters to blue. They didn't have an option for blue, like they just offered the pink. I was like, I really like that pattern, let me just get it and I'll change the color of the floss. Just thought that'd be a simple change. This is looking very different compared to the picture on the front. I'm still liking it. As you can see, you got most of the bird. But like the model compared to the stitch, like that's very much more blue toned. I mean, either way, I'm still liking it. There's a lot of like, I think there's like quarter stitches, half stitches. I've definitely done a few half stitches already, but this one needs to be finished. Because my son is in this world now and I need to get it done for him. Okay. I believe this is the last project that I have going currently. I think I gathered them all up. I have like several spots in the house where I keep projects. Like I have one by my chair in the living room, and I have a majority in the basket in our bedroom, and then I have a couple at my nightstand. Got cross stitch everywhere. And like all my stashes down on the downstairs. Okay. I was keeping this in my car to do when I took my mother-in-law to appointments. She hasn't been having as many appointments, so it came back into the house. It's just a little kit that my grandmother got me. No, she didn't get me this. I believe I bought this myself. I bought it at a pop shelf store. But there it is. It's a little kit. It's a Busilla kit greenhouse. It's on 14 count Ada cloth. I'm forgetting, okay, I was forgetting what direction the pattern was. That's what I have so far. Got my working thread. I know where to start next time I want to work on this. And I thought this was really unique because it came with the frame. It doesn't really have the frame on the, oh, there it is. Okay, it didn't have it on the front cover, but there's the frame there. See, it comes with the frame, the backing. I just thought that was really unique. and would be fun to display. They, you know, there you have the finishing supplies there for you pretty much. So, and then look how the floss came on little bobbins. Isn't that cute? Okay. All right. I believe that is everything. That was the last project. I hope to be back. I would like to say a week, but I know that's wishful thinking currently. But definitely within the next 2 weeks, I would love to do a finished parade. I think that would be so fun. And I know currently I probably won't have a lot of progress week by week. I do work full-time at an outpatient mental health office, and I have 2 children. And the main person that cooks, you know, you get it. Anyway, I guess I will see you all in a couple weeks with the finished parade. There goes the avalanche again. Like I said, if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm so excited to start this new journey doing Flosstube, and I hope y'all will come along with me. Thank you so much, and God bless.